Vasilisa dropped the teacup right onto the white tablecloth when she read the message from Pavel. It wasn't from surprise. Her hands were trembling with anger. The hot liquid spread across the table, dripping onto the floor, but she didn't even move, just sat there, rereading those lines over and over. 12 years of marriage. 12 years she washed his shirts, cooked borscht, endured his criticism about the extra weight after childbirth. And he just wrote to her in a messenger, not even a call, not face-to-face. In the next room, little Kostya, their 3-year-old son, started crying. Vasilisa stood up like a robot and went to him. The boy had woken from his nap and was reaching out his hands. She picked him up, held him close, smelling of baby shampoo and cookies. "Mama, why are you crying?" Kostya asked, touching her wet cheek with his chubby palm. Vasilisa hadn't noticed she was crying, wiped her face with her sleeve and tried to smile. "It's just from cutting onions, Bunny. Everything's fine." But nothing was fine. The last few months, Pavel had been acting strange, staying late at work, going on business trips every weekend, always glued to his phone. She asked. He snapped, said he was tired of her suspicions, and now this. Spain, darling, took all the money. Vasilisa sat Kostya at his little table with crayons and turned on cartoons. She went back to the phone, reread the message again, then opened the banking app. Sure enough, the account was empty. 0. Not even a kopeck left. She knew about the stash in the garage. Cash they'd saved for kitchen renovations, 500,000 rubles in a shoebox. She called the neighbor, Igor, who had the garage key. "Igor, hi, it's Vasilisa. Can you check if Pavel was at the garage today?" "Yeah, saw him this morning around 8, messing around for about 20 minutes. What's up?" "Nothing. Thanks." So he'd emptied the stash too. Well done, Pasha. All planned out. Vasilisa sat on the couch and closed her eyes. Memories of the past week swirled in her head. Pavel buying a new suitcase, saying the old one broke, ordering an international passport, supposedly for a work trip, coming home smelling of someone else's perfume, explaining it was a colleague in the elevator. Fool, blind fool. It was all so obvious. The phone buzzed. A message from her mother-in-law. "Vasily Socha, Pavel said he's going on a long business trip. Asked me to look after you and Kostya. I'll come tomorrow with pies." Even lied to his mother. Or did she know? No. Anna Petrovna wouldn't cover for that. She loved Vasilisa more than her own son. Another message from her friend. "Mata, Vasha, you okay? Saw Pashka at the airport with some blonde. They were kissing. What's going on?" There's your answer. Blonde. Probably young, slim, not a housewife fattened up after childbirth. Vasilisa typed a reply to Pavel. Her fingers didn't tremble. A strange calm washed over her like a wave. Bon voyage. Sent. Then she stood up, went to the bedroom, and pulled an old bag from the closet, the one she took to the maternity hospital. Inside were documents. Kostya's birth certificate, her passport, medical records, and something else. A thick folder of files. She'd been collecting it for 3 months, since the day she first sensed something was wrong. Bank transaction, printouts of Pavel's, photos from his work computer, thanks to their shared password, correspondence with the company's accountant about shady schemes, documents about property he bought through proxies. Pavel thought she was a dumb hen, who only cooked borscht. But she'd studied law while on maternity leave. Online courses in the evenings when he stayed late at work. Kostya ran in from the other room. "Mama, I'm hungry." She made him macaroni with cheese, his favorite. Sat beside him, watching him eat. Same nose as Pavel's, same brown eyes. But his gaze was kind, open, not yet taught to lie. The phone buzzed again. "Pavel. Thanks for understanding. I knew you were a smart woman. I'll visit Kostya when things settle down." Visit. How noble of him. Vasilisa smirked and opened another app, the one she'd installed on her husband's phone 2 months ago while he slept. The spy program showed his location, read his messages, recorded his calls. GPS showed Pavel was at Domodedovo Airport, 3 hours until his flight to Malaga. She opened his chat with his mistress, Oksana, 26, sales manager. They met at a corporate event, planning a wedding in Spain as soon as Pavel got divorced. Darling, did you take all the money? Oksana wrote an hour ago. Every Kopek kitten. That fool doesn't even suspect, sitting at home cooking borscht. Pavel replied. Vasilisa exhaled slowly. Kitten. He never called her that. At most, Vasya or Vasilyuk when he was in a good mood. She picked up the phone and dialed a number. Long beeps, then a familiar voice. Andrei Nikolaevich, it's Vasilisa Volkova. Yes, Pavel's wife. Remember we met at the company's birthday party? I need your help. Yes, right now. Andrei Nikolaevich worked in the tax service. An old friend of her father, Kostya's godfather. Pavel couldn't stand him. Too principled, too honest. 15 minutes later, she sent him all the documents from the folder. Schemes, transfers, front companies, millions of rubles siphoned from the company over the past 2 years. This is serious, Vasilisa. This could lead to several charges. Are you sure? Absolutely. Then she called the bank. Her old classmate Lena worked there. Lena, remember I told you about the joint account in the Swiss bank? The one Pavel and I opened on our honeymoon? I need to block it. Right now. Vasha, what happened? I'll tell you later. Can you do it? If you have the code word and account number, no problem. Block it for suspected fraud. Yes, exactly. 5 million euros. Pavel had been stashing it for 10 years. Kickbacks, shady schemes, fake deals. He thought she didn't know about that account. But she found the documents a year ago when looking for their marriage certificate for the kindergarten. Kostya finished his macaroni and climbed into her lap. She hugged him, smelling of milk and childhood. Mama, where's Papa? Papa's gone on a business trip, Bunny. He'll be back. Vasilisa looked into her son's brown eyes. So trusting, so pure. I don't know, baby, but we'll manage. We're a team, remember? Kostya nodded and buried his nose in her shoulder. She stroked his soft, dark hair, just like Pavel's. The phone buzzed again. A message from Lena. Done. Account blocked pending investigation. It'll take at least 6 months. Without your personal presence in Zurich, no one can withdraw a thing. Perfect. First stage complete. Next call, to the lawyer. An old friend, Margarita Lvovna, the best divorce attorney in town. Rita, it's Vasilisa Volkova. I need a divorce, urgently, and full custody of the child. My husband abandoned us, took all the money, and fled abroad. I have proof. Come over right now. We'll file the claim so fast he won't know what hit him. Vasilisa gathered the documents. Marriage certificate, Kostya's birth certificate, income statements, and most importantly, printouts of Pavel's chats with his mistress, detailing how he deceived his wife and siphoned money. She left Kostya with the neighbor, a young mom with 2 kids who often helped each other out. On the way to the lawyer, she called her mother-in-law. Anna Petrovna, it's Vasilisa. Everything's fine. Just wanted to warn you. Pavel's not on a business trip. He left us for another woman, took all the money and flew to Spain. Yes, I'm in shock too. Come stay with Kostya. I have things to do. Silence on the line. Then Anna Petrovna exhaled. I'll kill him with my own hands. How could he? Vasily Socha, darling, hold on. I'm coming. At least someone was on her side. Her mother-in-law always loved Vasilisa more than her own son. Said Pavel was lucky to find such a wife. At the lawyer's office, she laid out all the documents on the table. Margarita Lvovna studied them, occasionally whistling in surprise. This is a slam-dunk case. Infidelity, financial fraud, abandoning the family without means. You'll get the divorce quickly, maximum alimony, and more. She looked at Vasilisa closely. The apartment you live in, is it in your name? No, Pavel's. But there's a prenup. Property splits 50-50 in a divorce. Perfect. And about his work schemes, the tax office already knows? Sent the documents an hour ago. Margarita smiled like a cat about to pounce. Smart girl. Here's what we'll do. While he's flying to Spain, we file for divorce and seize his assets. Grounds, hiding income and tax evasion. By morning, all his accounts in Russia will be frozen. Apartment, car, Dasha, all under seizure until it's sorted out. Vasilisa nodded. The plan was working better than she'd hoped. What about alimony? He's abroad now. Don't worry, we have an agreement with Spain on alimony enforcement. And given his income, which we'll prove with your documents, the amount will be substantial. They worked on the documents for another hour. Divorce petition, asset, seizure motion, alimony demands. Margarita promised to file everything in the morning, thanks to her court connections. Returning home, Vasilisa felt a strange lightness, as if a huge weight had lifted from her shoulders. Yes, no money. Yes, her husband betrayed her. But she wasn't a victim. She was a fighter. At home, Anna Petrovna and Kostya were waiting. Kostya played on her lap, excitedly talking about cars. Vasily Socha, her mother-in-law, jumped up and hugged her. I can't believe he could do this. Vasilisa hugged her back. The older woman was trembling with anger. I raised him, thought he was a decent man, and he... Anna Petrovna choked up. Forgive me, dear. It's my fault. I spoiled him. Anna Petrovna, no one's to blame but him. A grown man made his choice. They sat in the kitchen. Kostya played in the living room. Vasilisa told her mother-in-law about her actions, the tax office, the blocked account, the lawyer. Anna Petrovna listened, nodding, then said, You're doing the right thing. And you know what? I have a power of attorney for the Dasha. Pavel signed it when he was in the hospital last year. I'll transfer it to you tomorrow, and take my old car. What does a pensioner like me need with driving? Vasilisa nearly cried. Strangers sometimes become closer than family. Thank you. No, thanks. You're like a daughter to me. And I adore Kostya. We're a family now, without that traitor. The phone buzzed again. A message from her, friend Sveta, who worked at a travel agency. Vasya, urgent. Saw in the database, your Pavel bought tickets to Malaga. Here's the thing, no return tickets, and a hotel booked for a month. Sending you the booking details. Vasilisa opened the file. A 5-star hotel by the sea. Luxury suite with an ocean view. 2,000 euros a night. In the name of Pavel Volkov and Oksana Krylova. Now she even knew the mistress's last name. She forwarded the info to the lawyer. Useful for court. Proof that her husband planned the escape and spent family money on his lover. Anna Petrovna glanced at her. Something wrong? No, just gathering evidence for court. That evening, after putting Kostya to bed, Vasilisa sat with her laptop, opened the tracking program for Pavel's phone. He was already in Spain. GPS showed the hotel in Malaga. New messages in his chat with Oksana. Kitten, we're here. The room's amazing. Dinner now. Beach tomorrow. I'm so happy. Me too, Bunny. Finally free. No nagging wife. No whining. Just us. Vasilisa smirked. Nagging wife who washed his socks, cooked his favorite meals, bore his son, and was now about to ruin his little paradise. She opened her email. A letter from Andrei Nikolaevich at the tax office. Vasilisa reviewed the documents. It's serious. Tomorrow morning, I'm passing the materials to the Economic Crimes Unit. An audit of the company starts the day after. Their accounts will be frozen within 24 hours. Your husband's in big trouble. Perfect. Another nail in the coffin of his career. She poured herself tea and thought about what's next. The apartment was under seizure, alimony would be set. But what to live on? Maternity benefits were long gone, and jobs weren't easy to find with a 3-year-old. Then she opened her diploma folder. A law degree with honors, online certificates in additional education, accounting courses she took out of boredom. What if she started her own practice? A small consultancy for women in similar situations. She was now an expert in divorces and husband fraud. The phone rang. An unknown number. Vasilisa frowned but answered. "Hello, Vasilisa Andreevna?" A male voice. "This is Igor Stepanovich, head of bank security. We detected an unauthorized attempt to access your blocked account. From Spain. Someone tried to withdraw money with forged documents." Pavel moved fast. "And now? We've passed the info to Interpol. Attempted fraud in a large amount. The person will be detained by Spanish police." Vasilisa barely held back, a laugh. Pavel was digging his own grave. Instead of a quiet divorce, he'd get a criminal case. "Thanks for the info. Keep me posted." Hanging up, she checked the tracking app. Pavel was typing, "Damn, the account's blocked. That bitch knew something. Need to find another way to get the money." A minute later, a message from an unknown number. "Mr. Volkov, your documents didn't pass verification. The Swiss bank denied access. Moreover, they notified local authorities of attempted fraud. Poor Pashka. The vacation wasn't going as planned." Vasilisa shut the laptop and went to bed. Tomorrow was a new day, the first day of her new life. Morning started with a call from Margarita Lvovna, the lawyer, sounding pleased. "Vasilisa, congratulations. The court accepted all our filings. Divorce, asset seizure, alimony, all in motion. And guess what? Last night your husband tried to transfer money from corporate accounts. Didn't make it. The tax office already froze them. That fast? Andrei Nikolaevich has connections. Plus, it's a high-profile case. Fraud worth millions. Reporters are sniffing around. Be ready. They might call." Vasilisa winced. She didn't need the spotlight, but if it helped get the money back. After breakfast, Anna Petrovna arrived with the dacha documents and keys to her old but reliable Toyota. "Take them. Don't argue. I don't need them." Kostya rushed to his grandma, who scooped him up and spun him around. "Will Grandma live with us?" the boy asked. "If Mama allows," Anna Petrovna said, looking at Vasilisa. "Of course stay. It'll be more fun. Right, Kostya?" The boy nodded enthusiastically. Vasilisa smiled. At least her son wouldn't lack attention while she handled business. The phone rang again. Pavel. She put it on speaker so Anna Petrovna could hear. "Vasilisa, what have you done?" His voice shook with rage. "You blocked the accounts, filed with the tax office. Do you realize what you've caused?" "Hi, Pasha. How's Spain? Nice weather? Don't play dumb. Withdraw all the claims. Unblock the accounts, or else..." "Or else what?" she asked calmly. "You'll abandon me and the kid without money?" "Oh, wait. You already did." Heavy breathing on the line, then a woman's voice. "Who's this, Pasha?" "Who's calling?" "It's me on business," Pavel told his mistress. "This is your ex." Oksana's voice turned scornful. "Tell her to stay out of our lives. We're together now, and she can't change that." Anna Petrovna couldn't hold back. "Pavel, it's your mother. How could you do this to your family?" Silence. Then Pavel muttered, "Mama, you're there?" "Yes, with Vasilisa and my grandson, whom you abandoned with his mother." "Shame on you, Pavel. I didn't raise you like this." "Mama, you don't understand." "I understand everything. You hooked up with some girl, took the money, and ran like a coward. Your father would turn in his grave. Vasilisa took the phone. Pavel, let's get to business. I'm not unblocking anything, not withdrawing any claims. The divorce will happen. You'll pay alimony by law, and get ready for a visit from the Spanish police. Interpol knows about your fraud. Attempt. Interpol? His voice faltered. You're joking. Not at all. Trying to access a blocked account with forged documents is a criminal offense. Add tax evasion and company fraud to that. It's a long list. Listen, Vasya. His tone turned pleading. Let's make a deal. I'll return some money for the kid. Just withdraw the claims. I've been offered a job here in a tourism firm. I'll send money. Too late, Pasha. Too late. You made your choice. Now live with the consequences. She hung up. Anna Petrovna wiped her eyes with a handkerchief. Good job, dear. Let him get what he deserves. I don't want to know him anymore. Someone rang the doorbell. Vasilisa looked through the peephole. An unfamiliar woman with a microphone, a cameraman behind her. Journalists. She sighed. It's begun. She didn't open the door. Through the window, she saw the reporter talking to the camera outside their building, then leaving, probably to get comments from neighbors. The phone kept ringing. Reporters, acquaintances, distant relatives. News of a financial scandal at a major construction company was already online. Pavel Volkov's name flashed in headlines. Top manager stole millions and fled to Spain. Financial pyramid in construction industry. Tax office launched probe after wife's complaint. The last headline made Vasilisa smirk. Wife of a fraudster. So be it. By evening, a message from Lena at the bank. Vasya, big news. Spanish police detained your ex right at the hotel for attempted fraud and forged documents. They'll hold him until it's sorted out. Vasilisa reread it twice. Detained. On the first day of his honeymoon with his mistress. She imagined Pavel's face during the arrest, and Oksana's, the young girl dreaming of a glamorous life in Spain. Would she stay with him now, or run to find a new kitten with money? Anna Petrovna was cooking dinner. Kostya helped, diligently stirring pancake batter. An ordinary family scene, just without the father. Mama, will Papa come back soon? Kostya asked. Vasilisa knelt beside him. Papa's delayed. He's having work troubles. We won't go to him, Bunny. We'll stay home with Grandma. Okay. Kostya nodded and returned to the batter. Kids adapt quickly, especially with loving people around. A week passed. Life slowly settled into a new rhythm. Vasilisa met with employers, looking for a lawyer job. With her experience and honors degree, she had options, 2 solid offers already. Pavel was still in custody in Spain, charged with fraud, document forgery, and money laundering. Oksana, rumor had it, flew back to Russia 3 days after his arrest. Russian investigators weren't idle either. Office searches uncovered a massive embezzlement scheme. Pavel wasn't the only one. 5 other top managers were detained. Margarita Lvovna called with good news. Vasilisa, the divorce is finalized. You get full custody of the child. The apartment splits 50-50. Your share isn't under seizure. And the best part, alimony set at 50% of all defendants' income. That's judicial practice when a parent leaves the family in financial hardship. Given his income, it'll be substantial. Vasilisa thanked her and thought it over. They'd have to sell the apartment, split the assets, but half would cover a small 2-bedroom in a quiet area. Perfect for her and Kostya. That evening, Andrei Nikolaevich called. Vasilisa, news. The investigation found 3 more of your ex-husband's offshore accounts. Total, about $7 million, all obtained illegally. And now? Accounts frozen. After the trial, the money goes to the state. But as the victim, you can claim compensation. Talk to your lawyer. $7 million, while she lived on 20,000 rubles a month. scrimping on groceries. Pavel bought her cheap cosmetics for her birthday, saying there was no money. Life was getting better. Vasilisa got a job as a lawyer at a small firm. Flexible hours, decent pay. Kostya started private kindergarten. Anna Petrovna insisted and paid for the first year. The apartment was split amicably. Vasilisa bought out Pavel's share with a mortgage backed by future alimony. No need to travel. News came from Spain. Pavel got a 2-year suspended sentence and a hefty fine. Deportation to Russia would follow after settling all costs, where a Russian trial awaited. Oksana, the ex-mistress, gave an interview to the tabloids, whining about how Pavel deceived her, promised riches. She believed him and nearly became an accomplice. Vasilisa read it with a smirk. A rat fleeing a sinking ship. So predictable. Anna Petrovna moved in permanently, becoming an indispensable helper. She picked Kostya up from kindergarten, cooked dinner. "You know, Vasilisocha," she said one evening, "I think it's all for the best. You've become strong, independent." Vasilisa nodded. The past year taught her a lot. The main lesson: rely on yourself and don't ignore the obvious. Someone rang the doorbell. Vasilisa wasn't expecting guests. A courier with a huge bouquet of roses. "Vasilisa Andreevna, for you." She found a card. Unfamiliar handwriting. "I admire your courage. Saw your interview on TV. If you'll allow, I'd like to invite you to dinner. Sincerely, Mikhail Petrovich. P.S. I'm a lawyer too, work at an international firm. Your story helped me win a property division case." Anna Petrovna peeked over her shoulder. "Oh ho, a suitor." "More like a colleague." Vasilisa smiled. She set the card aside. Maybe she'd call, maybe not. Her priorities now were work, her son, and building a new life. Kostya ran into the hallway. "Mama, pretty flowers. Did Papa send them?" Vasilisa knelt down. "No, sweetie. A friend from Mama's work. Papa's far away, remember?" No. Grandma said he behaved badly and got punished." Anna Petrovna coughed awkwardly. "I explained as best I could. The kid was asking." "You did right." Vasilisa nodded. Better bitter truth than sweet lies. That evening, she sat with her laptop, preparing documents for a case. Work was engrossing. After years of domestic confinement, it felt good to be needed, valued. The phone pinged, a message from an unknown number. She opened it and froze. "Vasilisa, it's Pavel. Writing from a cellmate's phone. I'm being deported in a week. A trial awaits in Russia. I beg you, let me see Kostya. I know I don't deserve it, but he's not to blame. I understand everything. I repent. Oksana. Left me right after the arrest. Mama won't answer my calls. You and Kostya are all I have left. Please." Vasilisa reread it several times. The anger that fueled her for months suddenly faded, leaving fatigue and faint pity. Not for her husband, for a man who lost everything. She showed the message to Anna Petrovna, who frowned. "Your call, dear. But Kostya isn't to blame. If you want my opinion, let them meet, under your supervision." Vasilisa nodded. A child shouldn't pay for his father's sins. She'd write to Pavel tomorrow, set a short meeting in a public place. Let him say goodbye before prison. She sent the reply in the morning. "Fine. We'll meet Saturday at the park by the fountain, 2 p.m. 1 hour with Kostya. I'll be there." No promises to the kid, no gifts, just a goodbye. The response was instant. "Thank you. I'll be there." The week was filled with work and chores. Vasilisa won her first case, an inheritance dispute. The client thanked her with tears. In her eyes, it felt good to help people in tough situations. On Friday, Mikhail Petrovich called. A pleasant, confident voice. "Vasilisa Andreevna, it's Mikhail Petrovich Somov. I sent the flowers." "Yes, I remember. Thank you. Beautiful bouquet." "Glad you liked it. I'd like to invite you. To dinner or lunch, if that's better. Purely professional interest. Your case has become a precedent in our practice. Vasilisa smiled. Why not? Let's do next Friday. Saturday was the meeting. Vasilisa dressed Kostya in his favorite jacket with cars. The boy was excited. Mama, we're really seeing Papa. Yes, Bunny, but not for long. Papa's very busy. Anna Petrovna hugged them goodbye. Call if anything. I'll be home. The park was full of people. Autumn painted the trees gold. Pavel was already at the fountain. Vasilisa barely recognized him. Thinner, haggard, in a wrinkled jacket. Gone was the polished charmer in expensive suits. Papa! Kostya broke, free, and ran to his father. Pavel scooped him up, hugged him. Tears ran down his cheeks. Kostya, my boy, I missed you so much. Vasilisa stood aside. Her heart clenched, not out of pity for her ex-husband, but for her son, who'd grow up without a father. Pavel set Kostya down, looked at Vasilisa. Thank you for coming. This is for Kostya, she replied curtly. You have 1 hour. They sat on a bench. Pavel held Kostya's hand, asking about kindergarten, friends. Kostya chattered animatedly, showing off a new robot transformer toy. Grandma gave it to me. She lives with us now. Pavel flinched. Mama's with you. Yes. Anna Petrovna moved in right after you left. Helps with Kostya. She hasn't forgiven me, has she? Doesn't answer my calls. Would you forgive yourself? Vasilisa couldn't hold back. You betrayed everyone who loved you. For what? For a girl who ditched you at the first. Sign of trouble? Pavel lowered his head. I'm an idiot. A complete idiot. Lost everything. Job, family, reputation, and soon my freedom. Papa, are you crying? Kostya looked at his father, worried. No, son. Just got some wind in my eyes. The hour flew by. Pavel didn't want to let Kostya go, but Vasilisa was firm. Time's up. We're leaving. Wait. I wanted to say, I'm sorry for everything. I was selfish, thought only of myself. You deserve better. Vasilisa nodded. I know, and I'll build a better life for myself and my son without you. When I get out, can I see Kostya? The court will decide. You have the right to visits, but under supervision, and only if you pay alimony regularly. Pavel stood, hugged Kostya one last time. Kostya, Papa's going away for a long time, but I love you. Always remember that. I love you too, Papa. Will you come back? I'll try. Be a good boy. Listen to Mama and Grandma. They said goodbye. Vasilisa took Kostya's hand and walked to the park exit without looking back. At home, Anna Petrovna was waiting with a pie. Kostya ran to tell his grandma about meeting Papa. Vasilisa sank onto a kitchen chair, exhausted. How'd it go? Anna Petrovna asked quietly. Fine. He's remorseful, asked for forgiveness. And you? I don't hold a grudge. He's just a stranger now. Anna Petrovna poured tea, sat across from her. You know, I've been thinking. My son died to me the day he abandoned his family. That man in the park is just a shell, not my Pavlik. They drank tea in silence. Kostya played in the next room, humming a cartoon song. Life went on. That evening, Margarita Lvovna called. Vasilisa, news. The court issued a verdict in the criminal case. Your ex got 3 years in a general regime colony. With the Spanish term, he'll serve 2 years. 2 years. Not long, but not short. Enough for Kostya to grow and forget. A lot. Enough for her to build a new life. And the money? Vasilisa asked. You've been awarded 500,000 euros in compensation, paid from seized assets, plus alimony, 30% of all income, for life. 500,000 euros, nearly 40 million rubles. Enough for a comfortable life, Kostya's education, maybe a small business. After the call, Vasilisa sat with a calculator, planning. Pay off the mortgage first, then a savings account for Kostya's education, and maybe that legal consultancy for women. Friday, the meeting with Mikhail Petrovich. Vasilisa was nervous like a schoolgirl. It had been ages since she'd gone on. A date. Was it even a date? More like a professional meeting. The restaurant was cozy, not pretentious. Mikhail was waiting at a table by the window. Tall, graying at the temples, with kind brown eyes. "Vasilisa Andreevna, glad you came." They ordered dinner. The conversation flowed easily. Work, law, complex cases. Mikhail told stories with humor. Vasilisa laughed. She hadn't laughed like that in a long time. "You know," he said, at the end of the evening, "I lied about the professional interest. I saw you in that interview and wanted to meet you. You're a strong woman." Vasilisa blushed. "I was just protecting my interests. Anyone would." "No, not anyone. Many give up, fall into depression. You fought and won." They said goodbye at the restaurant. Mikhail walked her to a taxi, gallantly kissed her hand. "I hope this isn't our last meeting." "I hope so." Vasilisa smiled. Life picked up a new rhythm. Work, home, Kostya. Meetings with Mikhail became regular. Dinner, theater, or just park walks. He didn't rush things, and Vasilisa was grateful for that. Anna Petrovna approved. "Good man, you can tell right away. And he's okay with Kostya." Indeed, Mikhail easily bonded with the boy, bringing him construction sets, playing soccer, reading bedtime stories. Kostya warmed to him. In spring, the compensation came through. Vasilisa went to the bank, sorted the paperwork. First she paid off the mortgage, then opened an account for Kostya, and let the rest sit for now. During May holidays, they went to the Dacha, Anna Petrovna, Kostya, her, and Mikhail. Barbecue, badminton, songs by the fire. "You know," Mikhail said that evening on the porch, "I'm happy. Truly happy for the first time in years." Vasilisa took his hand. "Me too. Thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for the trust, for the chance." They sat in silence, watching the stars. Somewhere far away, in a prison, was a man from her past life, but that no longer mattered. What mattered was here and now. Summer, a year after that fateful message. Vasilisa stood in her office. Yes, her own office at a legal consultancy for women. The dream came true. On her desk, a photo. Her, Kostya, Anna Petrovna, and Mikhail at the sea. They'd gone to Turkey for their first vacation in years. The phone rang. The secretary said, "Vasilisa Andreevna, a client's here. Says it's urgent." "Let her in." A young woman entered, tearful, disheveled. She sat in the chair, sobbing. "I need help. My husband left, took the money, ran off with his mistress." Vasilisa handed her water and tissues. "Calm down. Tell me everything step by step. I'll help." The story was painfully familiar. Infidelity, betrayal, financial schemes, just different names. 3 hours of consultation, a plan, a list of documents, contacts. "Do you think it'll work?" the woman asked, hopeful. "It will. The main thing is not to give up and remember. You're stronger than you think." After seeing the client out, Vasilisa returned to her documents. In a year, she'd helped 20 women, some to recover money, others to file for divorce, some just with words of support. That evening, Mikhail picked her up. It was Kostya's 5th birthday. At home, guests, a cake, gifts awaited. "How was your day?" he asked. "Good. Really good." She smiled, and it was true. She'd found her calling. She had loving people around her, a home, a job, a future. The birthday was a hit. Kostya was thrilled with his new bike, a gift from Mikhail. Anna Petrovna baked her signature Napoleon cake. Friends from kindergarten came with their parents. When the guests left, Vasilisa was clearing the table. Mikhail helped. Suddenly he knelt down, Vasilisa, I know it might be early, but I can't wait. Will you marry me? He held a small velvet box. Vasilisa froze, plate in hand. Misha, Don't answer now. Think about it. I'll wait as long as you need. Anna Petrovna peeked from the kitchen, gasped. Kostya ran in. Uncle, Misha, what are you doing on the floor? Proposing to your mom. Mikhail smiled. Cool. Mama, say yes. Let Uncle Misha be my dad. Vasilisa looked at her son, Mikhail, Anna Petrovna. Everyone waited. Yes, she exhaled. Yes, I agree. Mikhail jumped up, hugged her, spun her around. Kostya bounced, clapping. Anna Petrovna wiped tears. Finally. I thought you'd never get there. The ring was simple, elegant, just as she liked. When's the wedding? Kostya asked. When Mama wants, Mikhail replied. Vasilisa thought. Fall, small, family only, no fuss. As you wish, darling. That night, as everyone slept, Vasilisa stood by the window. The ring glinted on her finger. A new ring, a new life, a new family. Somewhere behind prison walls was a man who once swore eternal love and betrayed her. But thanks to that betrayal, she found true love. Life's strange. Morning brought a call from Margarita Lvovna. Vasilisa, congratulations. Mikhail's told everyone. When's the wedding? News spread fast. Friends, colleagues, clients called, wishing happiness. Wedding prep was in full swing. Vasilisa chose a simple white dress. The venue, a small restaurant outside the city. 30 guests, only the closest. A week before the wedding, a letter arrived from the prison. Pavel's handwriting. Vasilisa, congratulations on the engagement. Mama wrote, I'm glad you're happy. Take care of Kostya. Tell him his dad loves him. Sorry for everything. P. She read it, crumpled it, tossed it out. The past should stay in the past. The wedding, golden autumn, leaves danced in the air. Vasilisa in a white dress, Mikhail in a sharp suit, Kostya, a little gentleman with the rings. Do you take? I do. A kiss, applause, tears of joy. Anna Petrovna cried and laughed at once. The evening banquet, toasts, dances, laughter. Kostya fell asleep at the table, worn out. Mikhail carried him to the car. Thank you, Vasilisa whispered. For what? For accepting us, with all our past. Silly, I love you as you are, with your strength, your pain, your son. You're my family now. Their first night in a countryside hotel. Silence, stars, happiness. Vasilisa fell asleep in her husband's arms, her real husband, and smiled. A year later, an ordinary morning. Vasilisa made breakfast. Kostya got ready for school, a first grader now. Mikhail read the paper. Mama, why do I have 2 last names? Her son asked. Because you have 2 dads, one biological, one who raises you. Which dad's more important? Both are, in their own way. But the one who's with you every day matters most. Kostya nodded and grabbed his backpack. A wise boy growing up. A doorbell. A courier with a letter. Official notice. Citizen. Volkov PI released early on parole, required to check in. So, he's out early. His right. Vasilisa showed the letter to Mikhail. He frowned. Think he'll show up? Maybe. He has the right to see his son, but only under my supervision. Remember that. A week later, Pavel called. His voice was quiet, unsure. Vasilisa, it's me. Can I see Kostya? You can. Saturday, park, 2 p.m., I'll be there. Thank you, and congratulations on the marriage. Thanks. Saturday, same park, same bench. But now Mikhail sat beside Vasilisa. Kostya played nearby. Pavel arrived on time. Older, graying, in a simple jacket and jeans. Gone was the dandy in fancy suits. Hello, Vasilisa, Mikhail Petrovich. men shook hands, reserved but without hostility. "Papa Pasha!" Kostya ran and hugged his father. "Hey, champ, how's school?" They talked about school, friends, a new construction set. Pavel listened, nodded, occasionally glancing at Vasilisa and Mikhail. After an hour, Kostya ran off to play with friends. Pavel stayed seated. "Thank you for letting me see him." "It's for Kostya," Vasilisa said. "I know, and I'm grateful. You're a good family. I can see you're happy." He stood, handed her an envelope. "Alimony, for 2 years ahead. I got a job. I'll pay regularly." Vasilisa took it. "Good. Kostya will appreciate it. I want to apologize to both of you for everything. I was a fool, an egoist, lost what mattered most." "You can't change the past," Mikhail said calmly. "But you can build a future for Kostya." Pavel nodded. "You're right. I'll try to be a good father, as much as I can." They said goodbye. Pavel walked away, slouched. Vasilisa watched him go, feeling no anger, just faint sadness, for what could have been but wasn't. "Let's go home," Mikhail said, putting an arm around her. Anna Petrovna promised pie. Life went on, steady, happy. Work at the consultancy, a cozy home, a loving family. Pavel occasionally visited Kostya, paid alimony on time, slowly rebuilding his life. Kostya grew smart and kind, calling Mikhail Dad and Pavel Papa Pasha. A child's wisdom helped him accept the complex situation. New Year's was a big gathering. Anna Petrovna, now a grandma to all the neighbor kids, friends, colleagues, and an unexpected guest. Pavel came to congratulate his son, brought gifts. Mikhail suggested, "Stay for dinner. It's New Year's after all." Pavel agreed, embarrassed, sat quietly, mostly listening. A lonely man, paying for his mistakes. When the clock struck midnight, everyone clinked glasses. Kostya, eyes squeezed shut, made a wish. "What did you wish for?" Vasilisa asked. "For everyone to be happy. Mama, Papa Misha, Grandma, Papa Pasha, everyone." The adults exchanged glances. From the mouth of a babe. Spring came. Vasilisa learned she was pregnant. Mikhail was over the moon. Kostya dreamed of a brother. Or sister, Vasilisa corrected. "No, a brother. We'll play together." The consultancy grew. 50 women had been helped. Vasilisa hired assistants, expanded the office. Her story inspired others not to give up. In fall, a daughter was born, named Anechka, after Anna Petrovna. Kostya was thrilled with his sister. Pavel sent congratulations and a gift. Life flowed on. Work, family, kids. Sometimes Vasilisa recalled that day she got the fateful message, how scared and lost she felt, and how she found the strength to fight. Now she helped other women find that strength, teaching them to stand up, defend their rights, build new lives. One day, sorting documents, she found that folder with evidence of Pavel's schemes. She held it, smirked, and tossed it into the shredder. The past should stay in the past. Outside, the sun shone. Her daughter smiled from the crib. Kostya did homework. Mikhail cooked dinner. Anna Petrovna knitted socks for her granddaughter. An ordinary day, an ordinary family, a happy family.